We have a number of species, some of which are freshwater and some are marine species. In terms of freshwaters, it's mostly tilapias and African catfish, while for marine water we have farming of oysters around the Rudreds and then Wawese. You also have farming of abalone in Rudreds. And you also have farming of kelp in Rudreds. So those are the primarily some of the species that are being farmed at the moment.
What would you attribute to the decline that we've mentioned in our intro to this discussion?
The decline, it is basically because of access to water, for example, especially rural areas where people can farm with low maintenance species like tilapia and African catfish. It can also be attributed to access to capital, because aquaculture require investment, and sometimes we do not have access to capital, so that we can, or colleagues that are interested in farming can use modern technologies to ensure sustainable fishing or farming.
If you were to put a number to the aquaculture sector, how would you describe the role it plays in Namibia's economy, and what potential does it have for job creation? Obviously, now you've mentioned the challenges that it faces, which include access to finances and infrastructure development. How can we, overcome those challenges to ensure that, everyday Namibians can be able to participate in this very, what seems to be a very profitable sector?
In terms of the contribution to the economy, at the moment it's very low. They did nothing much that is significant, for example, to the extent that it can be compared with capture fisheries, for example. But it has potential because, for example, we are lucky to have the Beguera Marine or Beguera Karen large ecosystem, which is rich. So for those that are interested in farming oyster, for example, you have access to an area that one can get sufficient feed for oysters. We also have established infrastructure that are used by capture fisheries. So those that are interested in large-scale processing of that they are producing from aquaculture, that is also an opportunity that is already there. So I think what can be done is if we, for example, can create environment where funding from private banking institutions and other institutions, if they can be sensitized about this industry so that they are willing to fund some of the fundable projects in this industry, that this can contribute to the economy. And it can also lead to higher creation of employment, especially for those that have skills for fisheries.
Let's say, for example, Prof, I do have the financial means and I really want to venture into the sector. Where do I start? Money is not a problem at this moment in time, but obviously I need the expertise, I need the training. How do I go about that?
You can approach, for example, educational institutions like us. We have expertise, we understand how to farm, we can give you an indication or an idea of how to farm specific species that you're interested in. After which, then you can also advise you on the area where you can farm and procedures that you need to follow. For example, the issues of getting environmental clearance and all that. And it is, you can begin, if you have money and you do not have skills in farming, you can begin by approaching some of us that are experts in this area.